in front of the fans here and just in a live environment. What was that like for you? What was that experience like for you?
It was great. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about the Thunder fans, and obviously last year due to COVID, they weren't able to be here. So it's good for them to be back in the stands, just like it's good for us to be back on the floor playing. And it's a young group. We've got a lot of things to grow on and improve on. It tonight was, although we lost, we understand what we've got to get better at. And, it's lucky it's preseason for us. We've still got, a few weeks to the regular season start. So, we've got time to build on things, and, it's positive steps forward going from tonight.
Andrew Schlecht of The Athletic. What felt good out there tonight?
I mean, my teammates make the job easy for me. I mean, obviously Shea and, Lou attract a lot of attention. So, I can play more freely off the ball, and, lanes open up because everyone's so focused on those guys. And, our big set, great screens, we've got a lot of shooters that space the floor. So we've got a really, balanced dynamic squad, and, it makes my job easy for me. And obviously getting out in transition, pushing the ball, I think is where I'm at my best. And as I said, the guys make it easy for me because it's easy to hit shooters, and guys are always in the right spots that make my job easy.
You almost scored 20 points. Oh, sorry. Christine Butterfield, 107.7 The Franchise. You almost scored 20 points tonight. You grabbed 6 defensive rebounds. What do you think of your first game as an NBA player?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, the stats to me tonight didn't really worry me. I mean, it was more about coming out, getting a feel for, just getting used to the NBA league, getting adjusted to the physicality, the pace of the game, which is the big change from where I was at last year. And to me, it was just about that, getting a feel for it. My first game, so I didn't really have any expectations coming in. The stats are nice and everything, but a win would have been nicer. But as I said, there's a lot of things to learn from tonight, and I'm really excited for this team moving forward.
Hey, Josh, Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. You said you had no expectations. That's what Mark said as well. He just didn't know, he didn't want to put a ceiling or a floor on you. But it seemed like rebounding was maybe one of those things that we didn't really talk about with you. How much of a part of your game is that, and how have you honed that, and how do you hope to expand upon that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously being a bigger guard, it allows me to, usually my defender or whoever I'm guarding, usually getting back on defense, so I can get on the glass and, start the break that way. And I've always liked getting on the D glass and the O glass, just because it allows us to get extra possession, whether it's on the offensive boards or defensively. I can get it and push it and make a play in transition. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. I've always had a niche for going to the ring and trying to get boards and start the break early.
Nick Gallo, OKCThunder.com. I think you were out there with a lineup of you, Poku, Jeremiah, and Mike Muscala, 4 guys that are like 6'9" and above all at the same time. What did you think of that lineup? What do you think of having that much size on the floor?
It's great. I mean, we got a really versatile team, especially having Poke out there. We can switch, 1 through 4. We can play multiple positions. So it makes life easy for me out there playing with those type of guys. They can all stretch the floor. And obviously, there was a bunch of different lineups tonight. So, I guess it's still experimenting, see what lineups work, what don't, where we're at our best. So, that's a big lineup out there. Obviously, it gives us a bit of a size advantage. But, it was fun playing with those guys out there.
Andrew Schlecht of The Athletic. What are your thoughts on, you started against Gordon Hayward against the Hornets? What are your thoughts on playing against a vet like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a pretty known thing in the league that, guys attack rookies and, try to see where they're at defensively. And, I think for me, a big part of adjusting is going to be on the defensive end. And obviously having a first game assignment guarding Gordon Hayward, who's an all-star in the league, is a pretty tough challenge. And, I think for me, it's taking baby steps and just keeping my man in front of me, being aware off the ball, and just kind of not taking possessions off on the defensive end. So it's going to be a big adjustment for me, just guarding, the stars that are in this league. But, it helps at training, being able to go up against guys like Shea and Lou, physical, quick guards. That's going to make me better on the defensive end.
Anyone else in the room? All right, take it to Yo-Yo Bell. Go ahead with the question.
Hey, Josh. You talked about it a little bit, but can you talk about the pace of the NBA game, and if it didn't look like it, but was it a hard adjustment to get used to tonight?
I mean, it is, because it's completely different from where I was at last year. Just, guy throwing full court passes. And we saw in the first half, they got a lot of transition points, and that's just a result of us not getting back on defense. And for me, it's just, I'm not used to the game being that quick up and down. And obviously longer quarters as well. So I've still got a long way to go in terms of getting adjusted to the length of an NBA game and the pace. So it wasn't too hard of an adjustment, but there's still ways for me to go in that area.
Francisco, go ahead.
Hey Josh, first NBA action. What was the most surprising thing in game for you that you saw?
Most surprising thing in game.
Most surprising thing. Geez. I mean, nothing really surprised me. I mean, just watching the NBA for so long, it's obviously different when you're out there on the floor against. But I think what I didn't realize is how big guys are. It's different watching it from the sideline, but there's a lot of guys that you think are 6'5", 6'6", that are 6'8", 6'9", and they're guys are deceivingly strong and athletic and physical. So it's that's another step up from where I was at 12 months ago. And as I said, it's I've got a lot of work to do in that area in terms of being able to match the physicality of those veteran guys and those strong athletic 1, 2, 3 guys. So yeah, that was probably the biggest surprise, and it's going to be the biggest adjustment thing for me.
Thank you, Josh.
Thanks, guys.